Okay. I think the recording should be going by now. September 28th, 12:01 p.m. Thursday. So we're almost at the end of the month. Need some window dressing, and I'm sideways on the trade. But first, we're going to just deal with this comment and stuff with Chris. So how it works is on every one of our reports, there's a link, and every one of our web pages, there's a link for risk disclosure, and it's very clear that we cannot alert every possible trade. Like this morning, for example, while I've been away, I've had maybe close to 20 trades trying to trade out of this VERI and trying to trade the oil bounce. Sometimes we get into a trade, they're alerted, sometimes they're not alerted, sometimes we can alert on the other side of it. We have interns that are trading, we have techs that are trading, we have all kinds of different trades. So when somebody gets into a trade, they have to manage their trade. Never, there's so many problems with that. This comment here. Okay, I got in on my alert, sad face. So it's also very clear that people are not supposed to trade on the alerts. They're supposed to learn from the alerts. And there's so many different reasons why, because from an alert you don't, I hate those alerts. I hate them. There's so many reasons. Sizing, time frames. Sizing and time frames are the biggest ones. But fortunately for Chris, that oil trade will probably bounce anyway, but if he holds on to it. So yeah, it's really clear in all the literature to trade on our alerts is not condoned at all, and they're there for learning, and time frames and sizing can be an issue, and especially when somebody's a newer trader that's red, that has to learn how to be green, and that's especially an issue. So anyway, yeah. So the trade I'm in here that I'm in trouble in is baritone. So the VERI. So what happened was yesterday there was the tweet from can't remember the fellow's name, but Citron Research, and it came off. And identically the same thing happened in this that happened in Bitcoin. So in Bitcoin, the chart's almost identical. Pardon me, I'm sorry. And it came off to its perfect retracement. Identically the same kind of scenario. So when I took my entry in around 45, which is kind of halfway between the low and the high of the day today, I did expect a bit more of a bounce than I got. But what happened was I went to execute, and our accounts are all linked, and somewhere in the accounts, the leverage part of the flow of those accounts, something happened there. I don't know, and I have to wait for Sartaj for him to investigate it, but I don't know if it was because I was trading VERI itself, because of the risk associated with it, and the broker established that, or one of the accounts that are linked caused a blip there. But where this happened was right here, in this pop right here. And what I was doing was I was trading it up, and I was firing bullets at it intentionally, because at that time there wasn't heavy liquidity, right? So I was watching the candles. So you can see, you can even see here, you know, 1,000, 5,000, 2,000 candles until you get to this big one here. So a lot of that had to do with me, right? And so I don't know if you noticed or anybody that was watching, but while it was happening, right at the 200 here, I was firing bullets to get it up over the 200 and then follow it through. And then my bullets ran out. And they shouldn't have, because I have, well, I thought pretty much, you know, well, significant leverage on those accounts. And so then I was left, like when I was skydiving, I had flared the chute one time when I was 3 or 4 stories up, and you know, it's like Wile E. Coyote, you know, where you stop in midair. And then it popped here, and I was able to scalp out anywhere from 10 to 20%, depending on the account. And then on the smaller accounts, I think it was closer to 20%. On the bigger accounts, closer to 10%. And then it came off. And I'm holding because I know that, well, nobody knows for sure, but what I do know, and I would see I was watching on, I have other monitors, right? So what you see on the screen isn't always what I'm watching. But I knew that, you know, this was here. But not only that, I also on the hourly have a 200-day coming. And then my 618 retracement is at 33.37. Now I wouldn't want to sit through that, but I'm absolutely convinced. Like if I had to sit through to 33.37, my bounce is going to be, and I don't think that's what it'll be, but let's just assume it for a second. My bounce would probably be to 54.46. And I was buying today at 45-ish. So, you know, at 618, my risk reward is crappy, but it's, you know, it's still in play in my opinion. But I'm thinking it's going to hold here. I think the damage that was done would have been done in yesterday's panic sell-off. Today is much more orderly. So on the daily, the indicators aren't the best, but that's to be expected considering the sell-off. And that's the same thing that happened in Bitcoin. So it's almost identical chart to Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin bottomed, we bought heavy. That's when we came in, and it worked out for us. Subsequent to that, I've traded 100 times leverage and had a bad night that one night, but we've done really well on the Bitcoin trade. So, and that's on our own accounts. This is, you know, a mixture of accounts that I'm in on this one. So the daily doesn't look the best, but structurally it's identical. And I think that the sell-off was way overdone. I think this is an $80 company, so we'll see. An $80 stock and its current disposition. 1 hour, I've got that 200, and that's what I'm banking on. So even if it comes off here today, I'm gonna hold. I'm in it to win it. I don't think I would sell, no matter what happens. It's a good company. It's an $80 stock in its current dispositionary structure. Anyway, 200 is sitting at on the 60, which I believe it could very well see. 36.28. You know, it would suck. 33.72 would suck too, down at 382. But that's the way I see it. Stock RSI has come up because the buying has come in because the sell-off is done. The MACD just has to follow through and behind, and squeeze momentum is going to come with it. So I suspect that what you're going to see is even if it comes off to this 200, the shorts will, that's where At latest, that's where the shorts are going to go. Okay, well, holy crap, that's enough. Now, we're getting really close to the low of day here, and I know that I've got some nervous people that count on me, but they count on me for a reason. And I have a habit of being a little early. So my target then, if I get a bounce where I'm thinking I'm going to get a bounce, which is at the low of today, which is where we are right now pretty much, then I'm looking at 58.17 as a minimum bounce, more like 62.16. And if you look at our Bitcoin play, we did a fair bit better than that. Let's just go over there real quick. So here comes my little day test. Oh, I got some people on the edge of their seats. Where are we here? I'm gonna have to put this video out tonight so that those inquiring minds can see what my reasoning is here. In fact, if I had more to hammer down on, I'd go all in on this one, BTC USD. It's just, there could be pain. Well, there is pain already. And I'm in so heavy too, that's the other thing. Daily, right? Yeah. In fact, this one did oversell BTC. Bitcoin did oversell the retracement, that's right. So same thing might happen here. AOI is having a crappy day too, so that doesn't help me with my group, with those that trust me. Okay. So here's a daily Bitcoin. So same idea. Let's try and get this a little clearer. I've seen this so many times, but you do have to be prepared for the pain. Well, it got to the 618. Look at that. I didn't think it did. So yeah, look familiar. Same thing. You see the MACD squeeze. Everything functioned the same way. I didn't realize it got to the 618. It came right down, touched the 618. Look at that. I think we ended up, our buy got in around here, just under the, that's right. Yeah, it touched the 618, and our buy came in at we were a little late. It came in on the bounce, and we've held through the whole thing. And now, of course, it's almost completely recovered. It's got new resistance up in here, 43.90-ish. We had established resistance you can't see on this chart. But, anyway. So, yeah, if we go to the daily on this one. There's the daily. There's the daily on this one. Bitcoin's got more time behind it, but kind of gives you an idea. And VERI, VERI, is much more of a superstar story in that, well, you'd have to investigate the company. Okay, so that's generally what I'm doing. Hopefully I don't see that 618 because I'll really have people. Okay, we have, and then of course AOI, I gotta wait for that to bounce again. The oil trade I got out of when it broke. Let's go to the plays of the day here. I have a number of technology things coming this afternoon. I don't know when my computers start coming. I have a few different shipments. They're coming at some point today or tomorrow. But I have another tech coming here this afternoon, so I will likely be out of the room this afternoon, just so you're aware. I'll know fairly soon. AMMA. I didn't see anybody alert this one in the room. I did pick up on it on a scan, but I was way late. Just want to see what my low of the day is here. 40.80. So I can watch this out of the corner of my eye. So I'll call it 41. Okay. AMMA. Surprised nobody alerted this in the room. Over its daily. Super funkalicious. Oh, and that Roku, I tried to trade it, but I was so late on it. Small gains. So anyway, AMMA is at its resistance. Love it. What a great play. I won't go into the details of it and investigate it. ZYNE, I missed this one in pre-market. It was moving in pre-market. No, I caught it. I missed alerting it. Sorry. EXA. Yeah, there's not a lot to tell there. Let's go back to ZYNE for a second. Yeah, so that's under its 200. EXA, this is that bio merger. I got the two confused. It's just not tradable for me. It's above its 200 though. Trending stock, BYBK. I was looking at this one earlier. As far as the trending stock's concerned, it's fairly decent. Not my kind of trade, but good for a trending stock. This OMNT, we've been watching this off and on for a while. Pretty funky stuff, the way it trades. I mean, if you wanna try and chop up some margin. MDGL, I was looking at this one yesterday. It's into the gap. It's impressive, isn't it? I was thinking of executing this morning, and then I just didn't. And now it's almost finished the gap move. So AQMS right up against the 50 under right here under the 200, and not my kind of play. There's a bunch of these today. I already went through them. That's why I'm kind of firing through them really quick. Same kind of thing here. So the rotation is into that type of thing, and then there's a few breakouts like this out of the bowl, and off it goes. We looked at this one too. That one, it triggered this morning, but I was so busy with this other stuff. Edit. I do kind of like the way this trades. Like when you're into a trade and you have to trade out in and out of it, it's pretty smooth. On the daily, it looks pretty rough, but once you're into it on a tight time frame, it's got its 200. I wouldn't doubt that this sees up in here at 28.51. It's trading at 23.29. I'd say that's its minimum on its next bull. It'll probably bull out at about 36. So I like it. I'm just going to see how it goes here. BlackBerry, I never did like this chart. It just doesn't respect the 200, and so I didn't take the trade when it bounced off the 200. So shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it's just not my thing. PRPO. Trying to remember when I looked at this. Anyway, it's a bottom play. Bottom, bottom, bottom. SYRS. It's got its 200, testing the 20 from the underside. And I looked at this one earlier too. It's structurally really be very difficult to trade. MHH, Mastech Digital. Did a little bit of research on this one, and it's probably gone, like in terms of price. It's coming out of the bowl. I like it. It doesn't trade real well, but the story on the company and the nature of the stock and its float, so 94,000 shares, they'll probably drive it up. The problem is that I can't trade it on our accounts. VERI came right down to nothing and got a bit of a bounce here, so hopefully it recovers. Pardon me. On the 5-minute, it has its 20 MA, which is nice. It might work its way through these MAs now. So if it works its way up over the 100, then I'm safe. It's got lots of room on the stock RSI yet on the 5-minute, and the squeeze, and the MACD. So it could do it. It could actually save there, and that would be the most logical save point because this is a real company. There's nothing wrong with this company. It's a good company. Sure, it might have been a little overdone, a little fast, and those kind of things, and the company might have to mature a bit on what it's doing. But yeah. Okay. AOI is losing the 200 on the 5. If it loses that, I'm going to see a fair bit more down before I see the up. Structurally, though, on the daily, this is still intact, by the way. MHH. So yeah, if I was trading small accounts, I would even look at that for my own self. I don't think that's proper English, but that's fine. SYRS has its 200, but I hate the way it trades. There's a bunch like this today that have that kind of structure. Up over its 200, REV, Revlon. Trades awfully. Awful trading action. LOXO Oncology has a super bullish chart. Looked at it earlier and I thought, man, would I ever like to be in this? I got a feeling this one ain't gonna slow down anytime soon. If I wasn't deep into VERI right now, I'd probably be in here. This is a really unusually bullish chart. It's got lots of room on its squeeze momentum, on its MACD, and its stock RSI. Just tons of room. It's probably going to rip the face right off anybody that's short. I wouldn't doubt you get soldiers on this one. 3 soldiers. But, the last time you had this candle, it came off. So I could be wrong. But I think this one's for real. ABEO, it's been on my watch list forever and working with it. Another one I'll probably, ABEO and LOXO are 2 that are very serious in terms of my watch list. I wouldn't, this unfortunately is a breakout, so I wouldn't personally enter it until after the breakout, but PRTO, looked at this one a while back. It's got its 200. The 20 is about to cross the 200. There's no particular reason I wouldn't enter it. It's got a huge gap fill coming, and it might be okay. So it's PRTO. I'm not sure though. That's the only problem. AAAP. This one I don't like, even though it's really bullish. It hasn't got it just hasn't got the history. I don't know. Maybe it'll go, but something tells me that one's going to back off. FD's pretty high too. Squeeze momentum's pretty high in comparison to those other ones we were looking at. CATB just over its 200. It has a habit of getting its 200 popping and then falling off. Here again, this doesn't have the chart history. So that's what you got today. So there are some that are fairly decent in there. ABEO, LOXO, and a few others. It's an interesting lineup today. It's very bullish stuff. It's just a lot of it isn't what I can trade in because I got myself so wound up in this little sucker. The thing about VERI is it can pop so fast that you're out of pressure, in light speed. It can go from that 42.40 to the 45-ish that my entries were around 45. Just boom, it's there. So you got to keep an eye on it. And this afternoon I might not be able to. But, even if it does pop up, it's not going to, then it would be structurally in play. I think we see that 200 on the 5 without a challenge. Basically at 52. And then there were the OTCs. I went through these already. Don't like any of them. Always check them out yourself. I'm not into those. The washouts, HIIQ washed out. That's an interesting stock because that might get its legs back. DXCM. I looked at that one. I don't know. Iffy. ITUS. Not sure about that one. Iffy too. And then the rest, I didn't see anything. Yeah, there was nothing that I'm really interested in. So that's the midday. There's just not a lot there. This cat B is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting setup there, actually. Oil's under pressure, but I think it's going to bounce. I think oil's got upside, yeah. Any charts that anybody wants me to take a look at, or you have anything you'd like to offer the crew? I'm just going to look through the notes here real quick. There's actually a pretty good action list from this morning. ROQKU, so that's the IPO, BlackBerry, Zine, VERI, BRU, OSTK, Overstock, REXX, THO, Area, and AOI. It's a good day trading list. Depot and Tiva, a couple chart setups I'm really watching close. Take a look at Depot really quick. I'll look at both of them. Depot. It'd be nice to get pop right here. Stock RSI on the 5 is pretty high, so I'm a little concerned now. Just hoping to get up over that 50 on the 5 with this run on the stock RSI. That squeeze momentum's coming along, so that might do it here. Pressure. Nobody's got any they want to look at, hey? Or sorry, I was going to look at depot and why am I confused? Kiva. It's weird. It's been 7 or 8 weeks. Just hasn't come easy for me. Mind you, I've talked to a lot of people. Well, I know a lot of people that got chewed up hard the last month. Tiva. So, as far as bottom plays are concerned, I believe this is bottom. I could go into a whole bunch of details why, but my plan is to wait for that stock RSI to come down to the bottom on the daily, or as close to as possible, and then hit it. I think we're going to see it fill without much problem. So that's on definite watch for me. What's it doing today? Off 2.64%, so nothing. Depot, on the other hand, what you're seeing here is there's a couple things real quick. So it had the heavy washout. It did bounce. It got its 20, and it's pretty much kept it. It lost it just a little bit there. And so my thinking is structurally what's going to happen here is as that 50 comes down, it'll get challenged, sure. But that 20 will push it through. I think this is a turnaround too. Now, how much we're going to get, I don't know. But I think Depot and Tiva are great turnarounds. This is really interesting, actually. It's too bad it never holds the 200. It's Cat B. VERI, let's take a look at it on a 1 minute. See if there's anything good to talk about. Nothing yet. Boy, that was close to losing. No, prices under the MA is a lot of pressure there. Yeah, so that's the midday for today. Oh, Z-Man, how you doing, man? QHC, cup and handle, break approaching 200 day with MACD above 0. Let's see. Tiva and Office Depot ODP. Super high probability, high risk reward advantage in my opinion. QHC. T-Man's always got setups. He's obviously doing his homework. Very, very. If I get a bounce, I'm not going to be pulling my whole position out. I'll be executing in pieces. What a drag it is. So this is, same idea, right? But structurally, man, this has just totally worked its way through. There's a lot of this today. Candle break approaching 200 MACD above 0. Like the history in here. You get, well, it's quite a ways yet, but you get 706. That thing's gonna rock. And the nice thing is this other gap at whatever 580 takes it almost that 7. That's probably a turnaround too. There's a bunch of this today on the move, or that I was looking at. Yep, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Come on, VERI. Okay, that's that. Thanks for bringing that in, Z-Man. All right, awesome. So that's a calm midday. So I may or may not be around. I'll message. I got to talk to this tech that's coming over and see exactly what he needs me for and doesn't need me for. And oil still under pressure. Wow. Yeah. So thanks for coming out, and I will let you know if I'm leaving the premise or will be unavailable.